Ah, yes, Jai-Alai. It's the world's fastest ball game, centuries old and steeped in old world tradition. Now, to learn more about Jai-Alai, Central Florida is a great place to start. Orlando Jai-Alai has prospered for more than 3 decades and has survived to be a mainstay of the sport. Everyone's familiar with Orlando, the #1 tourist destination in the world. Florida has a population of 14 million plus and is the 3rd largest state in the Union. Bordered on the east by the Atlantic Ocean, on the west by the Gulf of Mexico, Florida offers the perfect sun and sports playground. Florida is quickly becoming the sports capital of the nation, hosting prestigious events like NBA basketball, NHL hockey, Major League Baseball, golf, motorsports, tennis, horse racing, to name a few. Located right smack in the center of all this fun is the city of Orlando. Tourists can visit attractions like Walt Disney World, SeaWorld, MGM Studios, Universal Studios during the daytime, and spend the evening hours relaxing in Orlando Jai-Alai. Nestled in South Seminole County, about a 15-minute drive from downtown Orlando, sits the Orlando-Fronton, where they play the darndest game you ever saw. It's that thrill-a-minute sport we call Jai-Alai. Just listen to aficionados describing their favorite sport.
Life. Excitement.
All right.
Excitement.
Stupendous.
Excitement.
Nerve-wracking.
Of course, it takes more than one word to describe the thrill, the action, and the danger of this fast-paced sport which mesmerizes audiences over and over again. Jai-Alai is played with a basket, or a cesta, strapped to the wrist. The ball, or the pelota, is rock hard and thrown at speeds of about 150 miles per hour. There are usually 14 games played each evening or afternoon. Games are either singles or doubles. 8 teams compete, and the game commences when the 1 serves to the 2. The winner stays on the court, serves to the 3, the loser goes to the end of the bench behind the 8. Rotation continues, sitting down the order in which you lose until someone achieves 7 points. That team is declared the winner. The second most points is place, third most points is show. Playoffs break ties. Customers may wager on the outcome of the games. The largest payoff in Orlando Jai-Alai history saw 2 fans collect $249,000 each in December of 1983. Merry Christmas.
The Jai-Alai ball had been repaired this way forever. I have all the balls in this closet, and that rotation, the ball might take 7 or 8 days to play.
They're made real well. They're made from Spain, and like I say, the most repair we have to do is on the weaving. Once that is repaired, the basket's like new again.
Since a basket can last you actually 1 throw, you have to be prepared to keep in your, in the basket room, you have to keep, as a player, you have to keep about a minimum of 15 baskets.
That's a finished job there. And they'll take the cesta back out and play again with it and break it up again. That's why we're here, to fix it again.
Jai-Alai has a superbly colorful history. Developed by the Basque people in the Pyrenees mountain range of Spain and France, Jai-Alai evolved from handball. Many cultures played handball: the ancient Greeks, the Egyptians, the Romans, the Aztecs, to name a few. The Aztecs even played a game where the losers were beheaded. I guess those were some intense contests. Famous Spanish painter Goya did a tapestry in 1779 called Game of Pelota, which illustrated the importance of competition. In the 18th century, Jai-Alai emerged as a basket tied to the arm sport. The first hero was Percain, a French Basque, but reputedly even he was fearful of the sport's only famous woman player, Tita of Cambo, who had a deadly serve. First they played on churchyards outdoors. The first indoor fronton was built in 1804 at Marquina, Spain. The turn of the century saw Jai-Alai travel to the New World, Cuba, Mexico City, South America, and onward to the Philippines and the Orient. Jai-Alai appeared as an exhibition in St. Louis at the 1904 World's Fair. The first permanent fronton was Miami Jai-Alai in the 20s. It was also seen in 1925 in New Orleans and at the Hippodrome in New York in 1938, where Babe Ruth and Eleanor Roosevelt were frequent fans. In Chicago, Big Al Capone became an aficionado. Now here's an example of what American moviegoers saw in 1938.
Jai-Alai or pelota is a Spanish game, started hundreds of years ago when a group of Spanish boys threw a clumsy heavy ball against the stone church wall in Spain. But in the course of centuries, it has been improved, speeded up, and refined. Until today, it's the world's fastest and most dangerous game.
As in baseball, fans are continually arguing over who's the best Jai-Alai player of all time. There are distinctions from generation to generation. Old-timers who saw Urdoza Menor early in the century insist that his abilities and performance exceeds others on the list of all-time greats. Urdoza's legend is a mighty one, and no one can argue with the claim that he's the Babe Ruth of Jai-Alai. From the beginning, he was phenomenal, beating older players, even defeating named professionals by age 12. Urdoza ruled the Jai-Alai world for 3 decades. In 1921, he earned $5,000 a month, a fantastic sum in those days. It was in 1921 at Mexico City that Urdoza pulled off his greatest victory, 40-28, solo against the next best 2 players. Leading by 25-20, Urdoza charged close to the front wall, rifled a shot which hit himself, fracturing a leg. He wrapped the leg, sucked up the pain, played just ferociously. The ovation shook the building. Oh, but if we could have only seen that one. There are some undeniable truths about today's players. They enjoy superior equipment, more scientifically shaped cestas, well-lighted courts, lively pelotas. It wasn't always that way. In the beginning, players used objects strapped to their wrists which resembled, well, small snow shovels. Slowly but surely over the years, aerodynamics came into play.
When I turned 16, the teacher from Jai-Alai, told me to go to Barcelona to become a professional. So I played there 1 year, and from there, Pedro Lordi, a manager from West Palm Beach, he looked at me and said, I guess I was good enough, and signed me to go to Palm Beach in Newport. So I played there and, when I was 17, and then I came here to this great place, Orlando.
When I was about 11 years old, my father took me to Jai-Alai, and it was, I saw it first, and I just fell in love with it, I started playing when I was about 18, professional, and I've been playing for about 10 years now.
It's a great life. I mean, I enjoy playing Jai-Alai more than anything. It's the best sport I ever play, and the sport that I more like it.
You really have to start out kind of young. That's one thing that Spanish players have over the Americans, is that it's their sport, and they're growing up with it.
Here's the Jim Haynes ranking of today's New World Top 10. Now for posterity, here's Jim Haynes' all-time New World Top 10. The best single-day tournament in the world is held each January at Orlando-Jai-Alai. Now, with 7 years to its credit, the Citrus Invitational stands tall in the world of Jai-Alai. 1996 produced the best championship game in any Florida tournament to date, when young Arriaga and veteran Felix of Dania won the top prize. Ask any Jai-Alai fan about the Citrus Invitational. He'll tell you quickly how it's regarded. Once again, for posterity, here are your past Citrus champions. In Europe, they have a saying, where there's a beret, there's a basque. And where there are two berets, there's Jai-Alai. Jai-Alai.